Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rebels by Nature. It's everybody's favorite time of the month. I'm joined by our Astrologer, Rebel Astrologer. Oh my God, Kelly Kalousek. Hi, Kel. I was like, that
Hey.
sounds so wrong because it was.
Listen.
Oh my God. I'm excited that
Third,
we're selfishly excited because obviously I get to hear all the happenings before the rebels do. But not tomorrow, in 2 days, it's at legit August 1st. I'm like, okay, tell me what I'm buckling up for. Like, what the hell do I have to prepare myself for now?
well, it's funny you just had that little blurb because so I pulled this up right before we hopped on here, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you because that's how I roll. Aries, just on the spot. But I did know this one, and we are entering into a Mercury retrograde season. So those little blurps of kind of getting things mixed up here and there, it makes sense. It makes total sense.
So we're
But
gonna keep that
August,
blurb in, and we're not gonna remove it. We're not gonna edit
I will
that
be
one.
honest, August does look like a pretty solid month though, minus Mercury retrograde. Although I know I've said this and I say this every time because I feel like Mercury retrograde just gets this bad reputation of being this horrible bitch, and she's not that bad, y'all. We just need to know how to work with her energy a little bit.
Yep.
But we do have some really other solid things happening. So, first up is that we're actually going to be entering. Right now we're in Leo season, and I know I talked a little bit about Leo season before. But after Leo season, we've got Virgo season happening next. So for us Aries, we're triggered a little bit by the Virgos. Because they are almost our polarity, not total. Libras technically are polarity, but Virgos are very much the perfectionists of the zodiac signs, and Aries are not that perfectionist. They're we're just throw spaghetti against the wall and see what happens with that.
It's always good enough. It's never like attention to detail. What the fuck is that? I just put shit out there and we go.
Let's see what happens. We can pivot, redirect, refigure it out if needed, but So with that being said, the very first big thing that happens is on August 4th, Venus is going to enter into Virgo. So we're kind of entering, we're at the end of summer here. So it's kind of like this time where, we are shifting into this, and Virgo is very a modest sign, right? So it's we're shifting into this modest, well, it compared to Aries for sure.
I was just gonna say, I'm yeah.
For sure. So Venus is again the ruler of love, our finances, has a lot to do with just how we interpret our relationships even and things like that. And so for 3 weeks with Venus being in Virgo, this is a time for us to kind of analyze, because that's what Virgo does. They analyze. They love to look at everything, look at the list, look at all the things that they need to get done, analyze relationships, analyze finances, right? And kind of decide, what are you taking with you into the last half of the year, right? What are we bringing into the fall? That's kind of what it's really that energy shift, which is ironic because we were kind of also talking about this a little bit before the podcast, is it's what are we keeping and what are we releasing?
Yes. I feel like the conversation that we had previous, we just need to do our own podcast on just that topic there. No, legit. I think after we do these, plus these two out, oh my God, you guys, we're releasing our secret. We do 2 at a time. Oh my God, I said it. But I think we should schedule one for that because, fuck me, man. And you guys, that's the cliffhanger, and that's like, you don't want to miss these ones because this sets you up for the month, but that one's going to set you up for your business and handling stress and shitty clients and people who are just not, who aren't fucking committed, and what you do about it.
And like the dirty little secrets of this industry.
Yeah.
Like that's.
And I feel like we can even spill the tea on my whole catastrophe of my coaching investment and getting gaslit and kicked out of a program for asking a question that I paid to ask.
Wild.
Again, cliffhangers of seasons of episodes to come. Oh, kicked out of it, removed from the program. 6-month mastermind, wasn't even in it for 2 months, wasn't refunded a fucking cent. Oh wait, that's a lie. $200 as a faith of goodwill. Oh, we'll spill the tea, honey. We will spill the tea. Yeah. And the funny thing is, okay, no, I'm going on so many tangents. No, we're doing, yes, I'm doing another episode because I'm so grounded in it now, actually, which I was not before, because I was like really taken aback. It was the first time, like, I've had some bad experiences. I've never had an experience like this where I actually lost faith in the industry. I was like, holy shit, that it was bad with how she treated. Terrible. I was like, and you're a coach.
See, that's the thing with this industry is everything's on social media, y'all. So if you don't know how to read vibes, if you know, it's like, and it's not even about reading vibes. It's like you can be so fooled. Like you could just be so freaking fooled so easily here. Where
I was in there, and I was in their membership for almost 9 months. Like, I took a hot minute before going in, but I'm segueing. I'll segue us back in. I feel like we have 2-part episodes coming in. What I think is cool is, like you said about this conversation before, and also, I don't know if you're feeling this too, Kelly, but I feel like for a lot of us, we feel like there's this fog that's being lifted. We felt like we've been like on the precipice of something, and it's not that you were playing small, it's just now you're finally realizing like what you're actually fucking capable of. And I think there's so many, like you said, chapters closing, doors closing, and now we're moving forward into this August energy and building on that into that Virgo season. And that's where you like really get to, like you say, what am I taking, what am I leaving, what are my standards, what are my boundaries, where do I need to go from here? So okay,
which makes sense though too, because that also plays a role in, Mercury retrograde, so we're officially going into Mercury retrograde on, which is going to be in the sign of Virgo. So Mercury goes retrograde in Virgo on August 4th as well. So August 4th is actually going to be a really, really big day. Yeah, we're in the shadow period as we speak right now. So if you're feeling kind of wonky already, it makes sense, because there's going to be a lot of things, and with you have to take all of these things into consideration when you're looking at astrology too, right? They're not separate entities. All of these energies are happening together at the same time. So while you're looking at relationships, while you're looking at your finances, you're deciding, kind of analyzing what you want to take into the fall with you, you're also feeling the impact of Mercury retrograde and Virgo, right? And that is, I'm going to say, I don't love to talk negative when I talk about astrology, but I will say it is kind of like a little bit of a nerve-wracking time right now, because we're finding flaws in like everything that we do because of this Virgo perfectionist mentality, which, that's okay. Like, that's not always a negative thing. Sometimes that's actually a really good thing to have that perfectionist kind of energy pop in, but it is going to be really important to remember to like just take a minute, breathe, feel it out, and don't allow that perfectionism to take over your mind and take over your energy, and just know that all of this is kind of happening all at once. And then on top of it, to add another layer to the cake of Virgo.
Wasn't enough already.
I know, to add to another layer on August 4th, we've got a new moon in Leo. So we still are in Leo season, y'all, for a little bit longer. And then we're moving into the Virgo season. So this is a fire sign. Virgo is a fire sign. It's really still going to allow us to take action boldly towards our desires, okay? Towards your dreams. So you want to be fearless also in this time, right? Because we are still in Leo season, even though we've got a lot of this Virgo energy kind of popping through, coming through. We're moving into that. Don't be afraid to push the limit, right? Don't you 100% can create your own reality, but you have to believe in that vision. And that's what this new moon is really going to be showing for you, is like shining a light kind of on that shadow where what is your intention? What do you really want to achieve? What is the dream? What is the desire? What are you pushing the limit on? And how are you pushing that limit? Because that is really going to, I think, and I say how, because that's kind of going to bring in some of that Virgo energy, right? Because Virgo wants the list. They want the how. They want step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, right? And that right there is going to speak your intention to the universe. If that makes, you see how, so it's kind of this like mumbled jumbled energy that we're kind of feeling right now, where it's like, okay, I'm feeling excited. You could go from like, all right, I'm ready to go, I'm feeling excited, to just being like, what the fuck, man? Like,
that was my
what?
energy from yesterday to today. I was like ready to take on the fucking world yesterday, and today I woke up, I'm like, I could just like, today could be a bed and watch Olympics all day type day, but it won't be. But you know what I mean? It like just
100%.
polar opposite energy.
And that is, again, and that's because we've got a fire sign and we've got an earth sign. And so they're not total polar opposites, but they're also just kind of like that, Aries and Virgo, we're kind of pretty much polar opposites, if that makes sense. Where we're giving I'm gonna drop my phone. We're kind of giving ourselves, did you heard that? That was my phone. We're giving ourselves like this energy to transmute into something that is eventually going to be beautiful. And I mean, I think that it still is a really cool time to kind of find that clarity on exactly what you want, on exactly what you are calling in. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to feel hard in the moment, because like a lot of that stuff is, going to be, well, this sucks, but you have to clear that energy. You have to clear that space in order to like actually call in what you are wanting to call in. And that's what this new moon is going to really, really bring in. And then obviously having as much clarity in this time frame, we're also entering into Mercury retrograde, is going to be essential, y'all. Okay. Because you do not want to be calling in the wrong things. You do not want to be manifesting the wrong things. The universe is already going to have maybe a little bit harder time understanding you because of the Mercury retrograde energy happening. So take your time to kind of get her all done. So
so Mercury's going retrograde and the new moon are both on the 4th.
Correct.
Okay.
As well as Venus entering into Virgo. So all of that happens on the 4th. So we kind of have nothing really happening after that. I mean, there's some other kind of,
after that we can have a hot fucking minute to settle from it. So
yes, it's about like 10 days of just really leaning into that energy. Of course, there's some other like little things, but the next big thing that happens is that we actually have Mercury retrograde enter back into Leo. So that happens on August 14th. That really is where it might feel extra dramatic, y'all. Okay. So like, that's what I'm saying. Take the time now to just like really kind of figure out what it is that you want to get clear on, what it is that you want to intentionally bring into your life. because this is August 14th. This is like the end of summer, kind of, summer heat kind of is here to make us pick some fights, lose some control. That's kind of Leo energy, especially because it's in Mercury retrograde. Okay, so that's not the typical Leo, but this is like kind of the shadow side of the Leo where they are hot tempered. They can kind of maybe pick a fight.
Throw down.
They'll throw down, right? We got a fellow fire sign here. So it's basically like this time where courage and stupidity are interchangeable. Okay.
My coffee at the screen with that one.
They're interchangeable right now, y'all. All right. So make sure you're picking your fights very carefully, especially in the second half of this month, because that's when Mercury retrograde is going into Leo, and that's going to be a big one for us to feel that out. And then, not to mention, we are going to also be feeling the effects of the full moon that happens on August 19th. So we all know the full moon can make some people crazy. Makes us like psycho as it is. So this full moon is going to be in Aquarius. Now Aquarius is an air sign, y'all. So this is actually like Aquariuses are an air sign, and they're just like here for humanity. They're like the partiers of the zodiacs, and this full moon is actually going to be a really good time to like just celebrate. Okay, like celebrate, tap into, it's like end of the summer, right? Let's just have a good freaking time. Look at all the work that you have done thus far over the last few weeks, whether it looks exactly like how you wanted it to look or not. Work has been done. Things have been aligning for you because of you. And I
love that.
Yeah.
I wish there we go. My mouse went dead for a hot second. That's what you heard banging around. I'm like, no, I need to clip these. These are good clips. Okay, sorry, but you say that line again because it was so good. My mouse is finally working. It came back to life. So
yeah, I mean, so it's just, this is such a really good time for us to celebrate the work that you have done, because the work you have done and everything that has happened for with the universe it's happening for you because of you, right? Like you are the deciding factor of how your life looks. And again, whether it looks exactly like how you envisioned at the beginning of the year, or even just at the beginning of the summer, you've done work around creating space. Maybe it is just simply creating space to call in the real big desires. And sometimes that can be hard, right? But celebrate the work that you have done, because it is literally, you are the reason why that is happening. And so like wishes do come true. Manifestation is so freaking real, y'all. So celebrate. This is a good time to bring in friends, your community, even connect with maybe some strangers. This is like going to be one of those like really like witchy communal kind of full moons. And that's going to be something that I think would be really, really powerful to just celebrate that at that point, especially during all of this energy.
Okay, wait, you said that was on August 19th?
Yes.
Yeah, you said that was on August 19th? Okay, I'm just having this holy fuck moment because as you're saying, like, witchy and community and everything like that, by the time this comes out, I will have announced it, but my brand new EFT program, Blocked to Booked, is starting the week of August 19th.
Oh, well, there you go. It's all about,
Well, and I didn't even know that was when the full moon was going to be, but it is very much about, group tapping, 6 weeks to take your business from like sales slumps to let's book that bitch out, because when you you are a nervous system regulation queen too. And I said today, like I was like, not all like business problems can be solved with strategy or mindset, but almost all business problems can be solved with nervous system regulation. Like you just got
Absolutely.
to regulate your emotions, bitch. That's it. Okay, sorry. I'm
Absolutely.
sorry. The dots, you saw in real time how the dots
I know. I
connected
was like,
there.
I see him.
What's
What's
going on?
going on?
Yeah. Shit.
um,
Okay, cool.
but yeah, no, it's perfect timing. It's not, I don't think that's ironic. I don't believe in irony. I think everything happens for a reason. And I think that that
Mhm.
is the perfect time for something like that to be launched. Especially around central, like just, I mean, that's what tapping does, is it really does
Yep.
like literally physically help you, centralize your nervous system. And to do that in a group fashion during this time where like we're in Mercury retrograde, and we just, Leo season is very intense, and we're entering into Virgo season, which is also pretty freaking intense. Okay. Like,
Yep.
I'm not going to lie. Well, at least for some of us fire signs. Okay. It's intense. Virgo season stresses me out, but
Send help.
I mean, I love me a good Virgo, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, oh, okay, I like need to
Yeah.
do all the things. I need to make 800 lists. Like my mind is like all day long. So, with that being said, the next thing that we enter is into Virgo season, which is on August 22nd. So, this is really like the end of summer. Kind of vibes where we are really like welcoming the spotlight back on, okay, time to get back to reality. We had
Yep.
so much fun. Like this is where I'm like, Virgo season. They're here to like, all right, bitch, sit down. We're doing a list. Like
Yeah.
we're done on your boats now. Now we're gonna go and we're gonna make some lists and we're gonna get some shit done, okay? Because you can't get things that you want without taking the aligned action. Like that's the Virgo where I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I'll do it.
The
So
fun police. The fun
I know.
police.
But we need them. We do need a good grounding energy, y'all.
Yes.
Okay. Let's be real, because while it is all fun and games, and energy does play a huge role, and it's super important to, have a lot of fun and have that energy be flowing. It's also just as important to make sure that you're taking aligned action. And if you're
Yep.
not taking aligned action, you're not doing anything. There is zero intention being set for the universe. And that's what you're telling the universe. If you're not taking any aligned action, that's literally all that there is to be said. So,
Yep.
welcoming Virgo season, August 22nd. This is really going to be a time where we will learn to be sensible, get organized, modest, right? Don't become too fussy during this time. This is really a time to just sit down and focus on like, okay, what do we want to get done? What do we want to have completed, especially for the back half of 2024? We're
Yep.
entering in some, I'm not gonna lie, stay tuned for some of these later astrological things that we got going on, because it aligns with what's happening in the world. So,
Okay.
um, we'll get to that later. So from there, we finally enter on August 28th, Mercury goes direct. Yay, Mercury
Yes.
retrograde ends. So it's
It's
really
not bad actually.
I was gonna say it's 3 weeks, y'all. Like it's only
Yeah.
3 weeks.
We can handle it. We can do it.
We can make it. Now, I'm gonna be honest, like I said, this is gonna be a little bit of like a dramatic, stressful retrograde. But this
Which means,
is
hold on, shameless plug, you need to get your ass into the Tap Your Way to 10K Cash
there you
Month or
go.
the Walked to Booked, because this is how I'm going to calm you the fuck down when shit's hitting the fan. Okay, sorry, back to you.
But literally, it is perfect timing for all of that, because
Yeah.
it is a bit of a dramatic, a bit of a stressful retrograde. So at this time, August 28th, we're kind of like starting to settle down. We've got some more of that clarity back in our lives thanks to Virgo. And so while this retrograde can be humbling, we're going to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Humbling in a good way.
Good way to put it.
It's time. This will be like the time to, because it goes direct. When Mercury does go direct, it will be in Leo. So this is going to be a really good time to just move forward with confidence that you can achieve anything that you set your mind to. Be bold, be courageous, be brave, do the thing. You literally just went through it, right? You felt it.
Yes.
You got clear on it. You sat down, you made your list, you got organized, you analyzed exactly maybe what you went through, what you want to happen, and you were like, we're going to get this shit done. So now is the time at the end of August, August 28th, where you're like, I can fucking do it. I can achieve anything that I set my mind to, and I am going to do it. So be bold, be brave. And then perfect timing. I think this is like the last thing that happens in August is that
Quite a few things in
Venus,
August. I'm here for it.
some good ones. I feel like it's a pretty entertaining month. We're gonna call it entertaining. So and it's so funny because so I'm a mom. I have a 7-year-old son. He's going into 2nd grade. And it's like, this is so freaking true for this month. And I feel like it's like every year, it feels stressful. Like it feels like what is going on. And we always want to like blame maybe back to school or like getting back into the routine of things, but it's like, no, y'all, like this is literal universal energy. Whether you have a kid or you don't have a kid, you gonna be feeling this universal energy. But at the same time, I'm already kind of like craving that, like, all right, I want to get back into like, you start to crave it. Like I love having a good party. I love the summers are free flowing for us. And I actually always have like a really big financial summer for some reason, probably because I'm like leaning into that like flow energy. But then I still find myself like craving more structure. I want that structure back. I want a little bit more, and maybe like not so like, hardcore drill sergeant structure, but it's like I miss that aligned action being something that I take on a consistent basis rather, it's, and that's the ebbs and flow of life, y'all. Like this is the ebbs and flow. This is the masculine, the feminine. You're never really going to ever consistently have a perfect balance of masculine and feminine. It is never going to happen. I think that is like one of those things that in especially like astrology, spirituality kind of world, people like to think like, oh, I'm going to be this perfect balance of like masculine, feminine. It's like, no, you ain't. Like, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by these people, y'all, because everybody goes through the ebbs and flows of life. Everybody has time periods where they're more masculine or they have time periods where they're more feminine. The key is to realize like, oh, you know what? I've been really masculine lately. I'm going to just take the day off and I'm going to just go watch the Olympics in bed because I have been hustling. And if I continue to hustle like this, then I'm going to be burnt out. Right. Or maybe it's the flip side of things where you're like, well, I did nothing for the last 2 weeks. So I got to get my butt back in gear and start making shit happen. So the last thing that happens is on August 29th. So the next day, Venus, our beautiful planet of love and finances, is moving into Libra. So Libras are an air sign, and they are all about relationships. They are like the pretty zodiac sign. They are the beautiful zodiac sign. They see life through rose-colored glasses, as I like to say. And so with Venus entering into this sign of partnerships, this is really like a time where you're going to start to feel like those relationships that you just were feeling like, oh God, feels intense. They're going to feel more balanced. It's going to feel more easygoing. We're going to start to kind of romanticize our lives again. We've done all of that work around kind of analyzing, realizing what we want to take forward with us into the fall. And so now, end of August, we're here to just be like, okay, this is easygoing. I can breathe. I feel a little bit more balanced. Libra is also the sign of balance as well. So, this will be a really fun time, and it's also entering into fall. So
best season.
I'm like, oh, I love fall. I live in Florida, y'all. Okay. Like, I don't get fall, but in my mind, I get fall. Okay. So like,
oh, I get fall.
I know you get fall. I do not get fall, y'all. Like, my inside, my decorations get fall, but it'll still be like 80 degrees. It'll go from like 110 to 80. So maybe not, or we'll get a hurricane. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So yeah, that's what's going on in August. Those are the main things that are happening. Obviously, majority of them being, we've got Mercury retrograde. We've got a new moon in Aquarius. We also then have that followed by Virgo season. We've got, did I say new moon in Aquarius? I meant new moon. Yeah, I think I swapped that. New moon in Leo, full moon in Aquarius, and then we're entering into Virgo season. Yeah, I got them backwards on there. I was like, wait a second, that's backwards.
I wasn't going to say anything because I was like, you're looking at your notes. I was like,
I was like, no, that's backwards. That's backwards. And then we're done with Mercury retrograde for the end of the month, and we're entering into this more balanced, peaceful time of September. We think.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
So all I can say right now is buckle up, bitches, because August is gonna be a ride in the best way, but nevertheless a ride.
For sure.
So thank you, Kel, so much for joining me. For those of you listening, if you love this episode, if you could please screenshot it, share it on your stories, and tag us, we would appreciate it so much. And I will see you all next week, and I'll see Kelly next month. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you later. Bye.